You cannot decide between these two balls. Which ball? Which ball? Okay. Oh, no, you changed your mind? Okay. Okay. Hey everybody. So 3 months ago, we rescued a dog. I've been documenting our entire experience. I know that there's like the 3-3-3 rule with rescues, like 3 days for decompression, 3 weeks for getting to know the house and like full decompression, and then 3 months and then you feel like you're finally comfortable. And I guess I would say that's been pretty accurate. But it has been really, really hard, and we didn't really expect what we went through. So we met Luna towards the end of July. A lot of you know that we've been looking for a dog for forever. We fostered a couple dogs. Jade sent me a posting about this dog named Eleanor. Her description was, this dog is so happy. She was found tied to a fence in Arkansas. Some farmers took her in, said she's just the happiest dog who has no idea what she's been through. She loves all people and dogs. Those were 2 really important things to us because we are such social people, and we don't want to change our lifestyle, so we don't want to put any dog into a situation where they're super anxious meeting a lot of people. We set up this appointment, we went and met Eleanor, and we fell in love. She was so happy and so excited and so full of joy and just like jumping all over us, and we were like, this is our dog. So 2 days later we went and picked her up. We named her Luna. We're on our way to pick up our new dog, Luna.
We think we're gonna call her Luna, but we're also unsure. It's the second most popular dog name in this country.
That doesn't matter though. She's our little moon witch dog and she's so cute. Our lives are about to change, Bri.
I'm so excited.
Earlier he screamed at the top of his lungs at me in the kitchen and just said, "Doggy!" I was like, shut up. So good. Come on, come in. Hi, Luna. Have you ever seen anything so cute?
Mid-walk's a fine time to get some scratches.
Yay! Welcome home, baby! You know you're home, huh?
Welcome home, Luna.
You're making yourself rain right away.
What do you think?
Oh yeah.
So do you think that you'll be down to watch some TV?
Yes, yes, yes. What else is around here? What else are you smelling?
Oh boy.
Slippery. Oh, it's super tough to do though, okay, baby girl? I am gonna teach you. What was that? Okay, so that first night, Brian actually left to go to our friend Denise's birthday party. And so I stayed home with Luna. Since she loved the sofa so much, I'm like, this is perfect. Let's just snuggle together. She's decompressing. I'll just put on TV. And so I turn on the TV, I'm petting Luna, and I put on Totoro because I was like, we'll watch something cute together. As soon as I put the TV on, her ears go up, she like slowly rises up, and then she just starts flipping out. She started barking full volume. I was like, what is she barking at? And I was like, it's something on the TV. It's Totoro scaring her. So I like changed it to a different thing, a different show. I put on like live action real people, and she's still just barking and losing her mind. And I was like, oh my God, this dog has never seen a TV before. She's scared of the TV. So I turned the TV off, and then she starts like running around the apartment and barking at her reflection. She goes into the bedroom and she's freaking out. She's barking at her reflection in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God. She's barking at her reflection in the glass door. She's just freaking out at everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, this dog came from a farm. Who knows what her life was like before that? You know, she's probably like never lived indoors before. And then I realized I had my work cut out for me. So I started Googling, what do you do for dogs that are scared of TVs? And that was the first time I learned about counter conditioning. Counter conditioning, really quick, just for anybody who's not familiar with dog training, is when you get a dog to look at a trigger, whether it's a TV or whatever, and before they have a reaction, so before they bark and start to get scared, you mark their behavior with whatever you want to mark it with. So we say yes. Some people use a clicker, some people say yay, but you mark the behavior and then you give them a treat. So that was the first time I learned about it. I didn't realize it was going to become a huge part of my life very shortly, but we started to counter condition the TV. And we're watching Star Trek together, and she gets a treat for not barking at the TV. Yes, Luna. Yes. Good job. That was a scary alien. Yes, Luna. Yes. That first weekend, more things started to unfold, including the big one, which was her reactivity. We had Luna in the backyard. Our friend Alyssa was over to meet Luna. Our downstairs neighbor came outside with her small old dog. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold Luna so she doesn't just run right up to this tiny dog who's old, frail, scared of other dogs. So I'm holding Luna by her harness, and she's looking at this dog passing by, and she suddenly goes from 0 to 100. She is like pulling, she's not just barking, she's howling. She's like flipping out. I'm barely able to hold her. She only weighs 32 pounds. And Alyssa, who has a reactive dog, was like, that is a frustrated greeter response. You need to get her out of here. And then she was like, you need to find a trainer now. Basically, Alyssa explained to us what frustrated greeter means, which means a dog who's not used to being restrained on leash and who is used to being able to just run up to other dogs, play with other dogs. Probably down when she was on the farm, she was just hanging out with other dogs all the time. When they are in a restricted situation, like on a leash, being held back by a harness, or if there's a fence between them and the other dog, they become frustrated and they start to lose their minds. Luna's frustrated greeter response was really intense. And then I think it was the next day, we saw it with the dog who lives next door through the fence. So the dog who lives next door is in a wheelchair because of a dog attack. This dog is anxious around other dogs. Obviously the owners are traumatized because their dog was once attacked. They take their dog out to go to the bathroom in the backyard, and Luna sees the dog and like runs full speed, and she is trying to shove her body through the bars to get to this other dog. And she's, of course, barking, howling, lunging. It was crazy. My landlord got involved. It was really intense, and it was just a huge eye-opener. Like, oh my God, our dog, who we thought was just gonna be great with dogs, has this issue, this barrier frustration. So we immediately got a trainer. Her name is Megan. A ton of my friends have actually worked with Megan, and she actually has an online reactivity course. If anybody out there has a reactive dog and you need help, you can actually take her course from anywhere, which is amazing, and it was super helpful. We started working with her, and she helped us to make a plan. In the house, you know, Luna was exhibiting regular puppy rescue behaviors. You know, she was chewing on our tables. She was destroying like random things in her house. She was jumping up all over everything, and she's really, really mouthy. She just wanted to bite our arms all the time. She had very little bite inhibition, so she would bite pretty hard. You know, she's playing, but like, and her energy level was through the roof. So our trainer came and met her, and she was like, wow, so she's at an 11 all the time. You guys need to make some plans. When does she have playtime? When is she in her crate? When do we take her for walks? What do those look like for a dog like Luna? The other thing about Luna's first week is that we had visitors all week. My brother came to visit.
Luna, are you sitting on her head?
Then we had friends from LA come to visit, but at this point, we were so depressed. We were just in this mode of like, what have we done? We wanted to get a dog because we thought it was gonna be so awesome. We can't even take this dog outside. A lot of our friends who were visiting also have dogs and have rescue dogs who were difficult. So we just spent like the entire time talking about dogs and crying. We went out to this fancy restaurant, and I cried in the corner with Alyssa. It was like, But it was so nice to have support and to have people there being like, it gets better. So one of the things our trainer wanted us to do was to start socializing Luna. So she was like, you should get her into doggy daycare. That's a safe, monitored space for her to socialize with other dogs. And that will help with her reactivity too, if she's able to like go and interact with dogs regularly. So I called doggy daycare and they're like, yeah, the next appointment we have for a socialization test is October 11th. I was like, are you kidding me? This is like back in July. So I signed her up, and then we had this like looming 3-month away date of like, who knows if Luna will get into doggy daycare. And it just was like this thing that I was obsessing over and over again, because I was like, if she gets into doggy daycare, we get a break. And it also means that she will learn how to play with other dogs appropriately, and we'll be able to take her to her friends' houses. It'll help us with her reactivity. It was like this thing that I just became obsessed with. It was really unhealthy. But in the meantime, I was like, let's start socializing her with some other dogs and see how it goes. We're trying to do a conditioning training with Luna and Pika. Alyssa is walking Pika and Brian is walking Luna, and they're gonna walk from a very far distance but parallel and slowly close the gap while Brian gives Luna chicken, so that she associates Pika with chicken and good things, and hopefully is able to remain calm. And the point of walking parallel is the dogs get bored of each other pretty much, and therefore are able to have a calmer meet and greet. The trainer told me that I should not be there for this because she could feel my anxiety oozing out of my body as she described the process to me, so she said it should be Brian. So I'm just going for a walk by myself in the woods and remaining calm. I think I heard Luna having a reaction. I think I might have heard it twice, but nobody's texted me yet, so I think that they might still be going. I'm just gonna keep walking around this forest and taking deep breaths. So the on-leash socialization with Pika didn't end up working out, but we did end up having some off-leash playdates. They didn't last long because Luna is really bold and annoying, and she barks a lot while playing. So with Pika, it was like a 5-minute playdate. Then we had a playdate with our friend Leah's dog, Luca, who was amazing with Luna, so patient, but we ended up cutting it off after about 15 minutes because Luna just got so overexcited and she wouldn't calm down. And we were like, I think it's time to end this, which is fine. But we were able to see, like, yeah, she's not aggressive with dogs off leash. On leash, she seems so aggressive when she's having a reaction, but like our trainers and Alyssa and everybody, everything that we were reading helped us to understand, like, that's not what it is. She's just frustrated and doesn't know how to handle it. Luna's getting ready to help Brian film an audition.
Yeah, we're in matching outfits.
She just zoomed. She got the zoomies really hard while I was on the phone with the vet, telling the vet that we needed sedatives for after her spay because of her high energy. And I was like, I don't know if you can hear her right now, but... Okay, a week after we got her, we had to take her to get spayed. So the week after spay kind of gave us a break because she was on some meds. Oh my god. Poor baby's little sedatives are kicking in.
Her drug reaction.
She's slowly, softly playing with her toy. Look at this. We're almost 3 weeks in and she's just laying with me watching TV, no problem. No barking at the TV. Do you see yourself? What a good girl. After her spay recovery, we hit kind of the 3-week mark, and that is apparently when dogs start to kind of like test boundaries, and she most certainly started testing boundaries. That is when she started really getting mouthy with us. Luna is a jumpy, mouthy rescue, which if you Google it, that is like a thing, but when she gets excited, she jumps and she wants to mouth, you know, that's how dogs play, and she thinks that's how she can play with us. But because of Luna's excitement and arousal, she had no bite inhibition. So she would jump, bite, and she would bite hard. And it's not like she wants to hurt us. She thinks she's just playing, but it was awful. And it started to scare us. We were like, Is she an aggressive dog? Like, I tried to set up this system, Luna, no, system to keep her off the couch and she just jumped over it. Sit. Sit. Luna. Lie down. Yes. Calm down. We're trying a new tactic, which is completely blocking off the sofa from Luna. And the only times we'll let her onto the sofa is specifically for calming training, meaning getting her to lie down and stay laying down and then rewarding her for that behavior so that she doesn't start pulling her toys onto the couch and getting like wildly out of control on the sofa, because that's when she starts to really lash out against us. I spent all day crying at the beach, feeling so defeated and like a failure, and so we came up with this plan and we're hoping that it helps. At this point our trainer Megan was moving, so we hooked up with another trainer named Sally, who's also amazing, and we started meeting with her. This was like the darkest time, and it lasted a while. It lasted probably up until like the 2-month mark. And it started to really get to us because we're like, when are we enjoying this dog? We're spending all of our time with her, training her.
Yes, Luna, good. Yes, Luna. Good job.
Good heel. Well, it was for a second. Good back up.
Yes, Luna. Good job. Good job, Luna. Yes. Come on, Luna. Yes, good.
They're coming with us. Let's try.
Oh, she
Okay.
can't help it. She can't help it.
It's too sweet. Take place.
Oh, almost.
Go to your place.
Oh.
Okay. Play.
4.
Look at
Yes, Luna.
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, Luna. Please. Yes.
I've trained Luna to lie down quietly next to me. And so now I'm just waiting for minuscule little head movements where she moves her head down, not looking at me and not looking for a treat, and then she gets a treat.
Okay, let's just go ahead and sit down. There's lots of stuff here. Hey Meredith, I think I'm gonna go for a walk and a drive and I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some treats.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some food. I lost my spot. Place! Place! Yes, you did it! You did so good!
Oh my God. I can see Luna out there. I don't know if you can see. But there's dogs across the street. Like, there's 2 dogs right there. And then Luna's over here. I can see that she's not barking. She even looked at them and Brian just gave her some treats. No problems. Wow, she's doing so well. Because of her arousal, our first trainer, Megan, was like, I think that she's suffering from hyper arousal. Some dogs are so excited by things. Seeing a dog, seeing another person, playtime, whatever it is, exercise, that they become over aroused. That high form of excitement is actually also a form of stress. So that's when we started Luna on Prozac. So after all this training, we started to see it set in. We're training her every day. She's really smart. So things like counter conditioning take a long time, but it's moving faster with Luna. We started to see the training set in quicker than we anticipated. We started being able to take her to parks. She was doing much better with seeing dogs on the street. And then one of the milestones I really wanted to hit was to be able to take her to Michigan. And at first I was kind of like, should we take her to Michigan? Once we started giving her some meds, she was able to control herself a lot better. We were like, I think that we should just try it, see how it goes. We're on our way to Michigan for our first ever trip to Michigan with Luna. She's sleepy. How do you think it's gonna go, Brad?
I truly don't know.
And it ended up being amazing. It was another one of those things I was like obsessing over. I was like, oh my gosh, is she gonna bark the whole time at like chipmunks out the window? How is she gonna do with other dogs in our neighborhood? Like they're all just in their yards barking all the time. And she did amazing. And she was amazing with my parents. She got a little nibbly with my dad towards the end of the visit, but like for the most part, she just loved all the extra attention. And then we came back from Michigan and we just started hitting other milestones. Her medicine started to kick in. She started being able to relax and like snuggle with us. She was snuggling with us and watching TV, which is huge. It was important to us. And then she got into doggy daycare. Her test went great. She was actually really shy at first. They did a test over 3 days, so she had to like meet with these different dogs and hang out, and she was really shy. She just kind of sat and watched the other dogs at first, and then they had us leave because they were like, dogs can sense when their owners are watching. And then apparently after we left, she started playing, and then the next 2 times she went, she played sooner and like had more fun. So she made it into doggy daycare, which I'm really happy about. And then we started being able to take her for longer walks, which was another really important thing to both of us. I'm in the park with Luna, and she gets to sniff. For the first 2 months, or maybe a little bit longer, I was too scared to leave our street with Luna. This is the farthest we've ever gone with Luna. We've had a couple of little dog encounters, but she's been doing so well lately that we feel confident that we can keep going. Yay, Luna! Luna slept in bed with us all night last night. I spooned her all night. She was like my little moon shadow. I was her moon, just spooning her little circle body. She took up too much room. I was falling off the bed, but whatever. It was so nice. And then in general, we've just been enjoying each other so much more. She's still bitey, but she's less bitey, and she's able to calm herself down, and she's not like leaving bruises or breaking skin like she was before, which is huge. And things like mouthiness just take a long time. So yeah, now we are excited about our future with Luna, and we honestly think she might end up being like an amazing, super well-trained dog, like one of those amazing super dogs, which isn't really what we wanted or expected, but I mean, we love her and we're happy. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. If anybody out there has just rescued a dog and you're going through something similar, it gets better. Or if you're thinking about getting a dog, please consider rescuing, even though it can be harder than just going to a breeder in some ways. There are so many dogs out there that need to be rescued. Thanks everyone, we'll keep you updated. Bye!